Hello, and welcome to Sonspiration. I'm so excited to bring you another great edition this Sunday in the month of August. My name is Victor Talva. I am a speaker, and Sonspiration is inspiration from the Holy Bible. Every Sunday, I dig in there to get some inspiration to fire you up for the week. In the month of August, we have been looking at the parables of Jesus, and I've shared several stories in which I believe we've taken lots of lessons from. And if you missed the rest, I would encourage you to please go back and watch them. You can watch them on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook. And please like the pages, share with friends, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Today, I'm looking at a brand new topic, which is the parable of the lost coins. Now, it's the parable of the lost coins. It's a short passage in the Bible, so I am going to read it. It is in Luke chapter 15 from verse 8. And it says, Jesus tells the parable of a lost coin. Or suppose a woman has 10 silver coins and loses one. Does she not light a lamp, sweep the house, and search carefully until she finds it? And when she finds it, she calls her friends and neighbors together and says, "Rejoice with me, I have found my lost coin." In the same way, I tell you, there is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. It's a very short verse, but for me, I think it's such a relevant chapter for us in this day and time that we live in. What I'll be talking about today might sound very common, or might sound like something that every time you go on the internet, you hear everyone talking about. It might sound like something that everyone is banging about, so you might feel, "Oh, Victor, I don't want to hear this again." But I just feel moved that, look, it doesn't matter. I will still put it out there. If only one person sees it and it could transform their lives, I believe my job is done. So first I'm going to say, everybody is unique. And I think that's what that story is about. To give some context to it, some people saw Jesus eating with tax collectors and everybody else, and they started looking at him thinking, "Oh, look at him, he's hanging out with sinners." And that's why he now told a few parables, just talking about our same thing. And this is one of 3 parables that he told in that chapter. And when I read part of my study Bible, it tells me that 10 coins is given to a woman when they get married, I think in the Pharisee culture. And so when you lose one, it's like when you lose your wedding ring. You see, as a married man, one of my biggest fears every time is I don't want to lose my wedding ring, because I tend to take it off a lot sometimes when I'm at home. But I'm trying to be careful that I don't lose it, because I know there is sentimental value to it. It's not really about how much it costs. It's about the sentimental value to those rings. And so the same way Jesus is trying to talk about how precious we are and how unique we are as human beings to God. So the first one is each one of us is unique. It might sound very common, as I said earlier, but yesterday I was in a men's meeting and we were talking about several things. And because most of us in that room were all from African descent, and so while we discussed the whole thing and spoke about it, we realized that there was a certain expectation on every African man growing up in African culture. But nobody pays attention to our emotions because everyone feels we should all behave in a certain way. But every one of us is unique. We are all different in our own ways. So why are we expected to behave in a certain way when we are all different? And as time goes on, we begin to understand things about mental health. We begin to understand things about human emotions. So we need to begin to understand that too. And also when you hear that statement, "Oh, it's just common sense." I was in a clubhouse room and they were talking about this, and someone mentioned, what really is common sense? Because what might be common sense to you might not be common sense to me. Like, I live in the UK, and where we have loads of escalators everywhere, because that's one of the biggest mistakes people make when they come to UK, they fall on escalators. And the interesting thing is, for me, it looks like common sense to walk off an escalator because I use one every day, or almost every day. But for someone who is visiting, it's not common sense because they're not used to it, so they don't know. So we all have different upbringings, different lives, different emotions, different perspectives to life. So why do we all expect ourselves to behave the same? It's not going to happen because we've all been created unique. Secondly, we are all special. We are special because we are very important to God. And that's why God will do everything to try and bring us back into the flock. As the woman lost the coin, she went and searched. She took the lamp. She looked under the beds, everywhere trying to find it, because it's a powerful sentimental value to it. God loves us so much. You might think you're worthless. You might think, look, I don't matter. But remember that you are special to God. He will go to every length to bring you back into the flock because he loves you and because you're special to him. So today you might be feeling, I've been done so many wrong things. I've been so horrible to people. But remember, God loves you. You are still special. So because you're special, he will do anything. You're a special edition. So he will do anything to bring you back into the flock. And finally, as I've said even briefly in the last one, which I'm talking about how much God loves us. Everybody is loved by God. Absolutely everybody. There's no exception. He created all of us. We all have our faults. I'm not standing here because I'm better than you or because I'm the holy one. No, everybody has their own faults. But day by day, he's excited because even the word says when she found the coin, she invited her friends. There was celebration and there was partying because she has found that coin. And I want to encourage you, every time you come to him, to come into his kingdom, to just say, look, God, I lay everything to you bare. Look, I have been wrong. I've done the horrible things. He still loves you and he will welcome you back. And there will be rejoicing in heaven every time you are welcomed back into his flock. So I want to encourage you today. Maybe you're feeling down watching this. Maybe you know somebody who feels they don't matter. Maybe you feel as if, look, it's hopeless for me. But remember, you have been created unique. Don't look around at other people and assume and think that they are better than you in any way. No, everybody's story is different. Don't let everyone label you with anything and say you have to behave in a certain way. They don't know your story. They don't know what you've gone through. Only you knows. So remember, you are unique and see how you can use those battles to create victories for your future. And also remember, you are special. And thirdly, God loves you so much. I want to encourage you today just by asking the question, how are you? And remember, God loves you. Stay blessed. Love you all.